Have you ever been put on the spot and felt disrespected in front of others? Maybe it was a biting comment, a laugh at your expense, or an offhand remark that made you feel belittled. In those moments, have you ever wished for the power to stay calm, regain control, and even gain the respect of those around you, especially those who seem to thrive on disrespecting others? The truth is, you do have the power to handle such situations with grace and authority. In this video, we're unlocking the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy to show you how to rise above the chaos and demand the respect you deserve. By mastering your emotions, maintaining composure, and asserting your self-worth, you can turn any uncomfortable moment into a chance to shine. Stoicism isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about transforming your mindset to handle life's challenges with strength and poise. In this video, we'll explore how to harness the ancient principles of Stoicism to build unshakable confidence and command respect in all areas of your life. Whether it's dealing with a rude colleague, a critical friend, or even family members who don't seem to value you, Stoic techniques can help you not only respond with dignity, but also set boundaries that demand respect from others. When you understand that your mind is your greatest asset and that your reactions define your reality, you'll start seeing real changes in how people treat you. No longer will you feel powerless in the face of disrespect. Instead, you'll have the tools to deflect negativity and stand tall in the face of adversity. Ready to learn how to handle disrespect with unwavering confidence? Watch this video to discover how Stoic philosophy can completely shift the way you interact with the world, allowing you to command the respect you deserve without ever having to ask for it. First tip: first impressions matter a lot. First impressions are crucial. They set the tone for how others will perceive you, and surprisingly, they often have less to do with your words and more with how you carry yourself. Imagine this: you're at an important event, someone approaches you, and as they extend their hand for a handshake, you stay seated, giving them a fleeting glance before shaking their hand. Without saying a word, you've just communicated a lack of confidence and made the interaction feel less significant. Small actions like this leave a lasting impression on others, shaping how they view your character. The ancient Stoics truly understood this concept. They knew that even the simplest gestures, like standing up to greet someone or maintaining strong eye contact, carry significant weight. These actions are not just polite, they are a subtle yet powerful demonstration of your self-worth and confidence. When you rise to shake someone's hand, you're silently conveying mutual respect and an acknowledgement of the other person's value. It's an expression of your inner strength, aligning perfectly with the Stoic belief that our actions reflect our values and beliefs. Let me share an example. I once attended a networking event where everyone was eager to make connections. There was one person who stood out from the crowd, not because of his words, but because of how he interacted. Every time he greeted someone, whether a top executive or a staff member, he stood up, looked them in the eye, and offered a firm handshake. This simple act of attentiveness spoke volumes about his respect for others and himself. As a result, he was not only remembered, but also respected. On the flip side, there was another attendee who stayed seated during every greeting. His intentions weren't to seem uninterested, but his body language communicated the opposite. Despite being just as competent as anyone else, he struggled to make the same impression. The subtle lesson here is that the smallest actions, like standing up to greet someone, are more than just polite gestures. They show the world that you value both yourself and the people you're engaging with. The core lesson: first impressions are a direct reflection of your self-awareness and respect for others. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, behaviors, and actions. If you want to earn respect, It starts with the way you present yourself to the world. Next time you meet someone, don't let your posture or energy undermine the connection. Stand tall, make eye contact, and project confidence with your body language. By doing this, you're not just following social etiquette, you're embodying the Stoic principle of presenting yourself with strength and integrity. So, rise to the occasion and let your first impression speak volumes. Second tip: if someone interrupts you in public during a conversation. When someone interrupts you in a conversation, especially in a public setting, it can be frustrating. You're in the middle of sharing your thoughts, and suddenly, someone cuts you off, stealing your spotlight and momentum. The typical instinct is to get defensive, fire back, or maybe even raise your voice. But here's the twist: this reaction often leaves you feeling more flustered and only fuels the disruption. So, how do you handle this situation without losing your cool or your dignity? Enter Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that true strength lies not in controlling others, but in mastering yourself. So, when someone interrupts you, don't rush to respond. Instead, pause and give them a calm, unwavering look. A steady gaze can say more than any words ever could. This simple act of silence holds tremendous power. It lets the interrupter know they've crossed a line without you needing to say a thing. You're in control of your emotions, and you won't tolerate disrespect. I remember one time at a social gathering, I was sharing a personal story when a guest interrupted me mid-sentence. My initial reaction was to feel frustrated, but instead of jumping in to argue, I took a deep breath, paused, and simply looked at them calmly. The few seconds of silence felt like an eternity, and without saying a word, the interrupter quickly realized their mistake. They stopped talking, let me finish, and the rest of the conversation proceeded smoothly. It was one of those moments where silence spoke volumes, and I regained control of the exchange without any confrontation. This approach works particularly well in group settings or when you're in the public eye. By maintaining your composure, you draw the attention back to you without raising your voice or making a scene. Stoicism teaches that we must not let others' actions dictate our emotions. Instead, we take charge of our own responses and use body language and a calm demeanor to maintain our space in any conversation. But here's the next step. After the interruption, calmly resume your point. A simple phrase like, "Let me continue from where I left off," not only reasserts your right to be heard, but also does so with grace. You're not attacking the other person, but you are establishing clear boundaries. The key is to communicate that mutual respect in dialogue is non-negotiable. What makes this technique so powerful is its ability to command respect without aggression. By staying grounded, you send the message that you are someone whose words matter and should be heard. When others see you navigate interruptions with calm and control, they'll think twice before interrupting again. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom. True power lies in maintaining self-discipline, no matter the external chaos. So, the next time you're interrupted, don't let it throw you off balance. Stand firm, hold that steady gaze, and show that you are not just another voice in the crowd. You are someone worth listening to. Third tip: when someone tries to humiliate you with a joke in a group of friends. When someone in your circle tries to embarrass you with a joke, it can be tough to stay composed, especially in front of a group. Your first instinct might be to laugh it off, or worse, get defensive. But here's the key: how you react shapes the entire situation. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in, offering a powerful tool to stay grounded and regain control. I remember a time at a casual hangout with old friends when one of them decided to share an old story about me from high school, intending to make everyone laugh at my expense. My face flushed, and for a split second, I felt the urge to respond angrily or make a sharp comeback. But then, I took a moment and recalled a crucial Stoic principle. It is not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Instead of reacting with emotion, I took a deep breath, smiled, and casually asked them to tell the story again, acting like I hadn't heard it the first time. The transformation was remarkable. The initial burst of laughter started to fade as the group began to realize that the joke wasn't landing as expected. The storyteller fumbled, trying to keep the humor going, but the dynamic had shifted. By calmly requesting the joke to be repeated, I had taken away its sting and shown that I wasn't easily rattled. The power of this move wasn't in the words, but in my ability to remain unshaken, giving the whole situation a sense of awkwardness that reflected poorly on the person who attempted to humiliate me. Here's the real power of this approach. By calmly asking someone to repeat their attempt at humor, you don't just deflate their effort, you assert your control over the interaction. The joke loses its impact, and you show the group that you can rise above petty remarks without losing your dignity. This is a classic Stoic lesson. External events are beyond our control, but our responses are entirely up to us. You've just proven that you're someone with self-discipline and inner strength. How do you apply this to your life? First, resist the urge to react immediately. Take a breath and pause. Second, understand that silence is powerful. It isn't passive. It allows the other person to reflect on their actions and possibly realize their mistake. Lastly, when you do respond, do so with calm confidence. Asking them to repeat themselves in a neutral tone carries much more weight than responding with anger or sarcasm. In the end, Stoicism teaches us that our reactions to discomfort reveal our true character. Every time you remain calm and composed, even in the face of mockery, you gain the respect of others, and most importantly, you reinforce your own self-respect. So, the next time someone tries to embarrass you, remember you hold the power to control the outcome. With calmness and poise, you'll always come out on top. Tip 4. When someone is trying to provoke you or make you angry, ever been in a situation where someone tried to provoke you, knowing exactly which buttons to push to get under your skin? The urge to react is strong, but what if you could disarm them in a way that leaves them completely flustered? It's not only possible, it's easier than you think. Imagine this. You're at a social event, and someone takes a jab at you, bringing up a painful failure from your past, something that still stings. The room goes silent, all eyes on you, waiting to see how you'll respond. Now, instead of diving into a heated argument or defending yourself, you take a moment, remain calm, and casually ask, "Has anyone tried that new cafe down the street? I've heard the pastries are incredible." In an instant, the atmosphere shifts. The person who tried to provoke you is caught off guard, unsure of how to respond, and the conversation takes an entirely different direction. By shifting the focus with a simple, unrelated question, you've effectively neutralized their attempt to upset you. You didn't give them the satisfaction of seeing you rattled, and the dynamic of the conversation is now under your control. This clever move is more than just an effective distraction. It's a powerful way to maintain your emotional composure and reclaim control of the situation. When provoked, instead of allowing the negativity to escalate, you redirect the conversation with ease, showing that you are the one who dictates the tone. This is a perfect demonstration of Stoic wisdom, focusing on what's within your control and refusing to let external provocations disturb your peace of mind. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The beauty of this technique is its simplicity. By asking a casual question, you derail the provocation without confrontation. It forces the other person to pause and rethink their approach. The key here is to keep your tone calm and natural. If you overdo it or sound insincere, the tactic might backfire. So choose a question or comment that feels effortless, something neutral or light-hearted, to seamlessly change the focus. This strategy does more than diffuse one particular moment. It builds your emotional resilience. By choosing to remain unshaken, you reinforce your sense of self-control, and over time, you become someone others respect not only for what you say, but for how you handle yourself under pressure. This is what Stoicism is all about, mastering your reactions and recognizing that you can't control what others do, but you can absolutely control how you respond. The next time you're faced with someone trying to provoke you or make you angry, remember this technique. Ask an unrelated question, stay calm, and watch how the tension dissipates. You'll not only feel empowered, but you'll also command the respect of those around you. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By controlling your responses, you elevate yourself, transforming any challenging situation into an opportunity to strengthen your inner peace and earn the admiration of others. Fifth and final tip, walking away. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt utterly dismissed or disrespected? It's a frustrating experience, but sometimes the best thing you can do to protect your dignity and self-worth is to simply walk away. Walking away doesn't show weakness. It's a powerful demonstration of self-respect and understanding your own value. Stoic philosophy teaches us that respect is not something you demand from others, but something you build within yourself. And sometimes the act of leaving is the most empowering choice you can make. Let me tell you about my friend, Jake. He worked tirelessly in a corporate job, often staying late and going above and beyond to deliver exceptional results. Yet, despite his efforts, he was constantly belittled by his supervisor, whose favoritism was clear to everyone but Jake. His ideas were disregarded in meetings, and his contributions were overshadowed by others who took credit for his work. At first, Jake tried to prove himself more, but the more he tried, the more his efforts were taken for granted. One afternoon, during yet another meeting where his ideas were ignored, Jake made a bold decision. Instead of pleading for acknowledgement, he quietly packed up his things, stood up, and calmly walked out of the room. The room went silent as Jake left without looking back. He chose to leave not out of anger, but as a declaration of his worth. That same day, he began exploring new opportunities and soon landed a position at a company where his skills were celebrated and respected. Jake's story isn't just about quitting, it's about taking back control of your life. It's about recognizing that you don't have to fight for validation in a place where your value isn't acknowledged. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control the actions of others, we always have control over our response. By walking away, you're refusing to stay in an environment that continuously diminishes your worth. The true strength of walking away lies in the quiet confidence it reflects. It's not about creating a scene or demanding others acknowledge you. It's about making a personal choice to prioritize your own respect and well-being. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." Walking away isn't about seeking revenge. It's about choosing peace and setting boundaries. So how do you know when it's time to walk away? It's when you realize that you've given everything and it's still not enough. When you're constantly having to prove your worth to people who refuse to see it, it's time to step away. Don't wait until your self-esteem starts to erode. Trust yourself, set your boundaries, and leave the environment that's disrespecting you. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to remove yourself from a situation that no longer serves you. Remember, walking away is not a surrender. It's a statement of self-respect. The next time you feel undervalued or ignored, remember that leaving is sometimes the most powerful act you can take to reclaim your dignity. Choose to place yourself in environments where you're respected and where your contributions matter. Respect isn't something you beg for, it's something you cultivate through your choices. If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and drop a comment below to share your own experiences. If you're unsure what to say, just type, "I am worth more," to show that you're committed to honoring your value. Your support helps grow this community, and I can't wait to continue this journey of personal development with you. Be sure to check out the next videos I've linked, and let's keep moving forward together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.